up and making plays. You know, really in the spring game for a coach, you want to come out and win is keeping our guys healthy, and we did that. So that's a definite win. And then the next thing was to not have sloppy play and for our guys to be able to go out there and make plays and have fun. And they were able to do that today. I thought, you know, all the way, you know, from guys that have been here for a long time, 5-year guys, or guys that just got here, I thought there were plays made all over the field. And I thought it was great competition. That's the one thing that I think our guys did a great job of all spring was the competitive spirit that they had in every drill that we did. And, you know, so, yeah, I was excited about it. We're excited about where we're headed as we head into this summer. Our guys will get a little bit of a break in May. They'll be back here in the middle of May and be ready to go all summer long. They're excited about it. I'll tell you, a good sign is when we brought it up right there, they wanted to put the ball back down and keep playing, like both sides of the ball. And that's awesome. You know, you always want them to come back for more. Always wanted to keep coming back in the building, getting extra stuff, extra work, extra ball, and that's what these guys have right now. And so we got to continue that and have a great summer.
Questions for Coach?
Seemed like defense came out hot. Maybe got a little strip sack there first play, but felt like the offense settled in. Did you see it the same way?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, defensively they've been a little ahead all spring, and I still think that, you know, as we finished out today. So, you know, I thought our guys on defense have really picked that side of the ball up well. As you think about what we had coming back on the defensive line, because it all starts right there, and, you know, with Corleone, with Briggs, with DG that came in there at Dog. He was the one that made the sack there. He's got an extreme high motor all the time. You know, so, you know, yeah, it starts right there. And I think, you know, Dingle and Dorian Jones, both in the inside, have played at a high level there at linebacker. And then DP Pace at the star position. I mean, so you think about that front seven, man, it's a solid front seven. They got a lot of speed, tenacity. They can get after the passer. They can cause problems. I mean, just like on that play there, you're able to get in the backfield and potentially get a strip sack. So that's going to enable quarterbacks to have to throw it sooner, and, you know, you're going to get interceptions and stuff in the back end. But I think in the offense settled in. They started making a few plays down the field. I think, you know, we worked some tempo stuff today there and got a little bit of a rhythm there. And I thought Emory on that one drive came down the field and threw a nice touchdown pass there. So, but I do think there was plays made on both sides. But, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think, you know, that first unit of the defense was, you know, had an impressive spring.
I think all 4 quarterbacks led touchdown drives. Is that important? You know, is that something that you guys are tracking?
Absolutely. We track everything that these quarterbacks have been doing. We knew that quarterback race was going to be highly contested. You know, to their credit, man, they have been great. Their attitudes have been awesome. They come to work every day. They've tried to inspire each other and help each other. They're coaching each other. You know, those are things that you want to see because it's going to make them all better. And just like we saw today, you know, the guys come in and they're making plays and having fun doing it. So, you know, Drogosh live today. It was awesome to see. I mean, you know, he wanted that. He wanted to be able to come out and do that. He needs that in his development. He's going to be a really good football player. What he brings to the table, being able to run, he's a big guy that can run. He's put on 21 pounds since January, since he's been here. He's gotten stronger, faster. He's got a live arm. He's still learning a lot, but very impressive to see him out there running around and making plays. But that is a highly contested room. And you got to take your hat off to those two older guys you think about, you know, that's been playing a lot of ball, Ben and Emory, and really love their competitive spirit and the way they've been competing. So they've both been really good.
When you do go back to look at the film of this and evaluate the quarterbacks, what will you be looking to most? What you're watching from them?
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously tracked and charted everything. We're charting completion percentage, decision making, any kind of mental errors, turnovers, also accuracy. We got a rating system for every ball they throw. I mean, so we're charting that. So as you go back and look at the body of work, we're going to see kind of how they stand and how they've done. And then also, you know, then you go take account all the other things, you know, like, you know, what kind of leadership skills are they possessing? Are they bringing others with them? And all those type things that you want as a quarterback, because the quarterback, they do so much. I mean, not just making plays, but I mean, they, you know, obviously can help lead your team and rally your team. So we're looking at every aspect of it. And, you know, it's a great battle right now because I think those guys both have been putting on some very good performances throughout the whole spring practice.
How are you balancing the play calling for a dual threat guy like Emory as opposed to a more traditional passer like that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, within our offense over the years, I mean, I've had quarterbacks that can run. I mean, you know, I've had guys rush for over 1,000 yards. I've also had guys that really didn't run at all, you know, and so what we have to do is whatever their strengths are, then that's the plays that we're going to try to let them do. Obviously, if Ben's in the game, you're going to do a little bit more keeping him in the pocket and letting him use what he can do, which is that live arm that he has. He's really good at that. And then obviously Emery can do a little bit more with his legs, getting outside. A guy like Drogosh, you may do even more, or Prater. You may even do them more because those guys have great athletic ability to be able to make plays. So it really comes down to whoever's in, we'll cater the offense more toward that. And I've had quarterbacks in the past where one is a really good runner, one is not, and they both played in the same game. It's just all about how you call the plays and, when they're in there.
What does a day like today tell you about how much progress you and your staff have made in whatever months?
It's really exciting to see from day one when you don't even know anybody's name out there and then try to come in and start practice and start putting in offense, defense, special teams. I think it's been great progress. I've done transitions before. I've had to do it. This has been the smoothest that I've ever had as a coach coming in here. I give credit to our players. From day one, they're sitting on the edge of the seat in the meeting rooms. All right, coach, give it to us. We're going to take it. We're going to go out there and run with it. And they've been able to do it. They've been great with that. At every position, every team meeting, you don't have to worry about that. Those guys are coming to work every day. And so that part of it's been awesome. And for us, we put in a lot of defense and a lot of offense over the course of 15 days. And to their credit, they've been able to handle a lot of it and not look like they don't know what's going on. I mean, that's the thing that, not to say there wasn't any mistakes today, there were, but they kind of look like they know what they're doing out there, which is awesome to see. Because I've been a part of some spring, scrimmages like this where, man, it's hard to do anything. And so I give credit to our players with that, our coaching staff.
With the nature of what spring games are now, how much are you actually able to learn?
Yeah, for us, we didn't split up and do teams. I've done that in the past, and I haven't done it very much, though. I find, as coaches and as players of the team, we become better as a team when we, stick with our units that we have, offense and defense, your ones versus ones, twos versus twos, so good versus good. And let's let those guys go out and compete and get better with each other. I mean, you're seeing it every day. So we'll go back. There's a lot we're going to learn from this. We're going to see because there's no coaches on the field. Those guys are out there. Because in practice, your coach may stand right behind the guy and kind of help him out and tell him, we're yelling on the sideline. They couldn't even hear us. I mean, it was a good atmosphere out here today. So those guys had to do it. It tells you what they know and don't know, and that's kind of what we'll learn from this.
Barry Jackson has a really big day today.
Yeah, he did.
Led the team in catches and targets from my view. Does that shock you at all from what he's done?
Barry, to me, is probably from day 1 to day 15 the most improved of the spring. Particularly for a guy who just got here in January. I mean, he's a true freshman. He's supposed to be getting ready for his prom right now, and he's out here catching touchdowns in a spring game. And he's had to get a lot of reps, at the slot for us and learn a whole lot. So I give him a ton of credit, man. There's days you look at him, you don't know what's going on, but he's out there getting it done. And I would say the last 4 or 5 practices, the light's really going off, and he's really starting to get it. And then today, incredible catches today. The touchdown was an unbelievable catch. Then he made one on that same drive on the sideline. That was a great catch. DB's all over him. He's really grown up a lot in a short period of time. I mean, he certainly will be a guy that we'll be able to use in the fall. That maybe we didn't know we were or not, as early in the spring, and now you're starting to look at it. Oh man, he's gonna make us play him, which is what you want. That's awesome credit for Barry.
Especially at quarterback, you mentioned they get off to late. Do you have any kind of a debrief, whether it's with Ben and Emery about that role or just any of the spots on the roster?
Yeah, I mean, no, we're gonna bring our other guys in next week. We're gonna have one-on-one meetings, position coaches with the players, and really talk about strengths, weaknesses, how they've done, things they can do better, all those things. Let's come up with a plan as we head throughout the summer to things that they need to work on. Also, there's going to be conversation, obviously, for guys. Hey, where do you see your future at right now? Is it going to be a Bearcat, or do you see it as I need to go play somewhere else? Those are real conversations we have to have now. It goes without saying, we hate it. Coaches hate it across the country. It's the world we're living in, so we gotta embrace it. And so let's have open and honest dialogue with every player at every position, and where we see them at right now, and then let's see what happens. See where we go. I as a coach, I want to do what's best for Cincinnati Bearcat football. I mean, that's first and foremost, and whatever we can do to help our program. And if a player thinks that he doesn't see himself in the mix, then we'll help him go somewhere else. I want guys that want to be here, that want to be fully bought in and really come and help us win a Big 12 championship, and that's what it's all about. So we'll have those conversations this coming week before they have their exams the following week. So This is always a little bit nervous time, I think, for coaches. When you get to this, I've already seen, because today's the first day the portal's open. I've already seen some names that are flashing across there. So we'll see. That remains to be seen.
Now you play 5, 6 running backs today. What can you say about how each running back performed today?
Yeah, I mean, obviously go back and watch the film and see. I thought they did this all spring. They ran hard. Those guys breaking tackles. Several of them. Good, hard, tough runs that you're going to have. Like I said, against a really good defensive front. There's a lot of those guys that can catch the ball in the backfield that we'll like to be able to utilize those talents. Right now we feel good that we can rotate some running backs in there. I don't know that there's one that's just separated themselves among the rest. I think right now it'd be a little bit by committee if we had to play a game today. But I do think they're going to get chances. They're going to get opportunities in this offense to be able to move and carry the football. Whoever's going to continue to rise to the occasion will be the guy. And if a guy's got a hot hand, he'll be the guy. We're pulling for all of them. We'll see how that works out. But obviously they have some different talents among the group. But we'll see how that works out as we get toward August.
For the success that you have had with teams running the football, what is it that you look for when you're like, that's my RB1, that's the guy we're going to give the ball to?
Well, goes without saying, you got to know what to do, right? I mean, a couple times today we had some guys going the wrong way and those type things. But I think more than anything, it's the vision within our zone scheme. You got to be able to see the cuts and make those cuts, and then it's got to be, you got to be able to have that vision and that balance. So if you got the vision and you can get through. Now when a guy comes to tackle, you got to be able to stay up and use that third leg right there with that arm down on the ground and continue those moves. We also we tell our backs, we'll get you to the safety. Now it's up to you. You got to make him miss. You either run through him, run around him. Today we got him to the safety a few times. They're getting knocked down a few times with that. When I've had the special ones, they make that safety miss and then they go. That's when you get the ones that are getting the huge yards, and those are the special ones. So we're always looking for those type. And, but I think we got some solid backs here, the guys that can move the chains.
One more for Coach.
We talked to you earlier in the week about Jawan on the outside there. He made a lot of plays today. What did you see from him on that outside? Think he's getting a little bit more comfortable in that role on the outside of that defensive line?
Absolutely. I think he certainly can help us. I think he brings a lot of power, a lot of speed, a lot of tenacity at that position. He's going to continue to get better. Also, I think one of the things that we pride ourselves on is the continued development of our guys, and those are the things we'll work on as we have those meetings, and then all summer long. Our coaches will be around all summer. We're going to critique everything. We want to be on defense, a defense that's going to get after the offense. Like, we want to be aggressive. We want to be able to get and cause problems in the backfield, create those turnovers, create those sacks, those negative plays. Obviously, they win football games, and so we'll continue to press that.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.
We'll have Ben Bryant and Emory Jones in here shortly.
All right, man. That was awesome today, man. It was great. Great. It was good. 2 hours. Done.
Questions for Jawan Briggs?
How about you assess the quarterbacks? You get to chase them a lot.
Hey, it's a beautiful thing out there. You know, running around a bit. Definitely running around out there. Great weather. I can't complain.
Seem to be on the outside there a little bit more. How you adjusted to the outside there with Dante and Malik next to you? How's that transition going for you?
I'd say, you know, the guys around me make it very easy to adjust to playing in different positions. Also, I'd say, you know, being a guy that's played, you know, 4-tech, 5-tech, 3-tech, and 0, it kind of comes, you know, natural to me to kind of move around a bit. You know, being out there in the 5 is a little strange, but, you know, with the weight program we got in Coach Nico, dropping that weight down, leaning out, kind of feels a little bit better moving around out there.
Juwan, there might be a perception, at least on the outside, that the defense is really going to be the leading group of this team going forward, at least into next year. How do you guys feel about that?
I'd say, you know, there's definitely a idea that we need to have a chip on our shoulder. You know, new guys going in, inaugural season in the Big 12. So I feel like defense and offense, even special teams wise, everybody is just trying to keep going and make everybody better. So, you know, just continue to play with that chip on your shoulder is really making everybody better in the long run.
You guys don't have a ton of opportunities to go live in the spring. What do you think of the defensive tackling today?
I think it really tightened up. You know, we had days that we went live a couple times where tackling was a little loose. You know, but I think guys really came out there and wanted to show out for the game. So I think tackling looked really good. You know, of course, there's always things that we got to clean up here and there, but I think they look good out there today.
2 more questions?
You've dealt with a few different staffs now in your college career. How does this spring game with this staff communication-wise compare to other ones that you've dealt with in the past for the first time?
Yeah, so I say spring game is a culmination of what communication has been from the spring practices, you know, and everything. So I think everything's melding together pretty well, fairly quickly. You know, I say things are melding together fairly quickly just because coaches know that it's a quicker turnaround. You know, coming in December with the guys we got, making sure everybody can talk. You know, it's a very loud defense. A loud defense is a good defense. So, you know, to be aggressive and to be good, we have to make sure we're communicating well and talking.
Well, what does it mean for you when Walter Stewart was pretending to play under the same defensive line that you played under last year? What's that mean for you and the other guys on the D-line?
Excuse me?
What's it mean when you start with the same position coach, Walter Stewart,
Gotcha.
along the D-line? What's it mean to have that again this year?
No, it's a great thing. You know, it basically sets the standard for what we need to continue to build upon. You know, it's kind of hard to keep building when you're knocking things away from underneath you for guys. So if you have that same foundation, you have a great foundation built up. It's easy to just keep stacking and keep getting better on top of that. Coach Stu has a lot of knowledge that we can still soak up like a sponge. I'd say I'm one of the biggest sponges, so, you know, just continue to learn and continue to grow that room, grow the D-line room and meld together is something that we've been working on this spring.
Thanks, Jawan.
Thank you. You guys have a good one.
Questions for Emory?
Remember that early touchdown drive? I think you went 4 for 4. Looked like one of the best stretches you had so far this spring, especially throwing the ball. Was there a gamer aspect to that, or did you feel that was building over the past couple of weeks?
I'd definitely say a little gamer action in there. You know, on Saturday, that's when like everything matters. You know, like everything you work on during the week, it actually comes together. So I mean, that was just a little something, you know.
We haven't seen a ton from Peyton Singletary. He got
Right.
stand up some good tight ends in front of him. You hooked up on him a couple of times, including the touchdown. What have you seen out of him so far this spring?
Yeah, he's another guy from Georgia. I actually played him in high school, but he's a guy been working his butt off the whole off season, and I mean he's coming together really well. He had a couple of nice catches today, touchdown pass. So I mean, like he's gonna be a guy that we need, and we're gonna use him a lot. So.
This is expected to be a really exciting quarterback battle. How has the QB room treated each other so far going into it?
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the best quarterback rooms I've been in. Just like overall, like personality-wise, you know, we all those guys been together for a while, so they get along pretty good. So you know, my personality fits in really good with them. So, I mean, mainly we just go out there and compete every day. Honestly, try to help each other out. You know, me and Ben, we both 6-year guys, so we both have seen a lot of ball. So we both had that experience. We can talk and speak the same language. So I think it's coming together really well.
Did you have to have the green jersey on, or would the competitor in you, would you like to go out and bounce around a bit?
My 6th year, man. My 6th year, man. I think I took a lot of hits, but I mean, we had practice spring game. I don't think we need to get hit, but you know, that's when it gets real in game time. So go out there and show out.
How many different skill sets in that quarterback room are there in that quarterback room, and how many different personalities are in that quarterback room, and how does that help you?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. We got guys like Evan who he can move better than me. He can move better than me. Ben, he's a guy. He kind of more stationary, but he can spin it though. You know what I mean? So all together, in general, Coach Satt and Coach Thomas, they really like critique the offense for whatever the quarterback is best at doing. So I mean they're fine with whatever back there. So.
How would you assess your spring performance with everything kind of wrapped up, spring game behind us now?
I think it was all right. Just coming in. This year I had some time to learn the offense and get to know some of the guys. So I think it was pretty good. Just trying to get better every day, honestly, and just go out there and compete with those guys.
All five guys that played through a touchdown pass. How great is that in the room when everybody gets to experience that in spring game?
Yeah, that's what we want in our room. We want to go out there and throw touchdowns. So for us as a unit, that's very good. Very much confidence builder for us.
Knowing you still have all of the game ahead of you, how much was today harsh?
Yeah, for me, I just want to go out there and execute, just do my job and play clean ball, take completions. Not really have many negative plays. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just going out there playing efficient. And getting completions and moving the ball. Honestly.
Coach Satt mentioned you guys will be coming in for meetings next week with position coaches, things like that. What will you be looking to get out of that? Are you looking for assurances or answers about starting roles or anything like that, or what are you hoping to hear next week?
It's hard to get that answer right now. We all been playing well at practice, so it is what it is at this point. I think it'll come down to fall camp, but for me, I just want to be critiqued from spring, and I want honest answers about myself and how they view me, honestly.
2 more questions?
It's not fair to compare spring game atmosphere to spring game of fall.
Right.
But you played in some really big stadiums. What did you feel here? What were your first impressions going out at River?
It was exciting, honestly. Our practices they're open, but today there was as many fans as we've seen. But for me, it was just coming out here. It was exciting just to show the fans what we can do. You know what I mean? So.
How often have you seen a case like Barry Jackson, where true freshmen coming in, really getting a ton of reps? Have you been able to experience that at all in your career?
Never seen it. That guy's right there different. We got 2 slots running right now, and he's going every single play. I know y'all saw him out there. He out there tired. He's still diving, catching passes, but he's gonna be really good. He's gonna be a guy that we're gonna use a lot. He's gonna be really good.
All right, thanks, Emery.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
I thought you did a good job. That was a good ending, though. Got Ben Bryan here.
Everyone had some success. What did you think of yourself and the other guys in the room?
Yeah, I think it was a good day for the offense overall. There was a couple 3-and-outs. We had some long drives. Scored, I think, almost every time in the red zone. So that was good. Only had 1 turnover, I believe. So it was a fun day. I think we'll learn a lot from the film and just get better from there.
There's been a lot of talk about how good this defense is and how good they can be. How much have they challenged you through the spring ball so far?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They play a lot of press man, and that's difficult with our receiving core being so low right now, and they're always really tired out there. So they're definitely a challenge. The D-line's obviously a really big challenge for our O-line. So it's fun competing against them every day and just getting better.
How was the addition of Emery to the quarterback room?
Oh, it's been awesome. I think him and I can relate on a lot of different things that we've been through. He's played a lot of ball. I've played a lot of ball, and I think it shows from the way he approaches the game, both on and off the field. So he's been a great addition to the room, and I'm happy that we have him.
How was your first taste of a game flow with Coach Satterfield and the new staff? How did you think that went?
I thought it was fun. I think over the years, as my time here and at Eastern Michigan, I think I've dealt with different coaches and kind of seen what different people do. So I've learned from those experiences, and I think this experience with this new staff has been pretty easy for me.
For two guys like yourself and Henry who have played a lot,
Mm-hmm.
when you're in the middle of a quarterback competition, how important is the spring game, that performance to you? How much do you think it matters?
I think it matters to a certain extent. We've had a whole spring that's going to be evaluated, and then I think this is like the biggest test of what an actual game is going to be like, with a little more pressure, people watching, kind of that game mentality. So I think it's important, but I also think there's a lot of film, all of spring ball that's led up to today, but today's definitely a big, important day, and it's kind of the conclusion of spring ball, so it's definitely important.
You weren't sure when you would be back from injury coming
Yeah.
in spring. Do you feel like you've maybe made this more of a quarterback competition than a lot of people envisioned heading into this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still really not at 100% right now. Initially, I thought I wasn't going to do any spring at all, and that was really frustrating. And I fought really hard. My trainers, Aaron and Greg Raimondo, who worked with me really closely throughout that time, did a great job and at getting me back to where I'm at now. So I was able to do basically the second half of spring ball full go. I did a little bit the first half, but it's been nice to be out there and just compete with the guys.
It's not often to see a freshman wide receiver make an impact like he did today in Barry Jackson. What have you been able to see from him so far this spring now?
Yeah, we've been really impressed with Barry. Obviously an early enrollee, just got here, and we really only have 2 slot receivers right now, and he was thrown in that position, and most people would kind of freak out in that role, but he's done a really good job, made a ton of plays. He learned the offense very well, so we've been really impressed with him.
In your mind, what will the quarterback competition come down to?
I don't know if it's one thing. I just think it's whoever the coaches believe will give us the best chance to win. And whoever that is that's who it's going to be, and the team's going to rally around whoever that is.
Sat mentioned guys coming in for meetings, position coach next week. What are you hoping, expecting to get out of that?
Yeah, I mean, we'll come back, watch the film, learn from it, get better from it, and just go from there.
Any other questions for Ben? Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, buddy. I was gonna bring anybody else in here. I can try to grab a few other guys outside if anybody wants. I know my Dayton guy. You want Gerhardt? I can grab him. Does anybody else?